The sensation that ignited Broadway is back. The Wiz.
He's on down the road. He's on down the road.
A brand new vision for a brand new day. Ease on down and get tickets to The Wiz.
Welcome to Spotlight with Shonda. I'm Shonda Scott, your host, and today we have a very special musical special with the Tony Award-winning cast of The Wiz. Woo! And we are live from whose house? That's right, Mac's house, also known as McClymonds High School, the home of the champions in Oakland, California. Many greats have come through here and been alumni of McClymonds High School. We have Grammy winner MC Hammer went to McClymonds. Yep. NBA great Bill Russell went to McClymonds. And some of you, I hope you know this, but our first black mayor in Oakland, Lionel Wilson, went to McClymonds High School. So there are champions that came through these doors, and you all are champions too. So I'm happy to be here and to bring Broadway productions to Oakland Unified School District. I want to thank Mr. Taylor and his team in the Oakland Unified School District, Dr. Kyla Johnson-Tramiel, for welcoming us and hosting us all these years for all these productions that we bring throughout Oakland. So I'm excited to see you guys. Welcome to Oakland.
Thank you so much, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for having us.
And I'm excited to know they're performing in San Francisco at the Golden Gate Theater in The Wiz, and they are also staying in the East Bay, so it's great that they're on both sides of the bay and you get to see Oakland in all our splendor, so I'm glad you are here.
Absolutely.
So with me today, I'll introduce both of them. We have Avery Wilson, who plays the Scarecrow.
What's up, y'all? Y'all good?
And we have Melody Betts, who plays Aunt Em and the Wicked Witch, Eveline.
Hey, y'all.
And first, I saw the opening night last night, and it is fabulous. You guys are awesome. Bravo. I mean, I'm still excited about it because The Wiz was the first Broadway play I saw on Broadway in New York. So I was thrilled. And you guys took me back to that time, and you guys did an awesome job,
Thank you.
So I hope everybody gets to see the play, and if not, we'll see. We have a little teasers here today for everybody. So I'm excited about that. And then also I wanted to say, Mr. Avery, if you guys haven't seen the Tiny Desk concert with Babyface, this man kills it. And so some of the people that might be more my son's age may know him from The Voice, season 3, okay? And so they both are heading to Broadway. I'll just jump right in. Avery, I'll start with you.
Okay.
What was your path and what made you, pursue a career in performing arts?
Well, I've been singing for a long time at this point, but I didn't want to sing at first. My dad heard me sing when I was about 9 years old, and he started to push me in that way, but I was so nervous of a person. I wasn't trying to do any of that. I was doing sports and dancing and doing all this other stuff, but he heard me sing and was like, oh, we're going to focus on this. So he made me start singing at all the different places and different restaurants and just out in stores and all these different things. But I feel like through that process, I found a love for it. And sometimes we get pushed into things that we really don't know what we are really doing them for until we find the love. And I found the love at about 16, truthfully. It took from like 9 years old to 16. And I was like, I'm gonna go try for The Voice. And I did that, stood in line, did that whole thing, went on TV. And that first experience of seeing all those cameras and all those lights and the whole nine of just what it takes to put on a show and a production really gave me a lot to hold on to as a young kid. And it made me want to do more. Through that, I was singing with all different types of people from, I would say, Usher, Christina Aguilera, Babyface, just all these different people that I caught their attention and got to perform for them. And I think that in my mind, even though I believed in myself, that showed me that there was way more to what I could offer the world than what I believed in myself or what even my dad saw. And I think me and my dad's relationship was really hard because he pushed me so much to do this that I didn't really like respect what he was saying for a long period of time. And having those moments of growing and getting to that space where I realized that there was something in me that maybe someone else in the world needed, that I was probably being selfish with for a long time, made me understand that I needed to do more. So I was like, in my mind, I've accomplished a lot of things, but I have never went on the path of theater. And I was like, I want to try it. I don't have that much experience compared to some of my other castmates, but I tried to walk into a space, and I'm sure when we first met, I was just trying stuff. I didn't know. I didn't have formal training. I didn't go to school for it. I didn't do a lot of things that many of the people next to me have went and put time in for. So I really was betting on myself and never taking away the aspect of being a sponge. To this day, I never want to lose that, and I don't think anybody that listens to me or hears me or even is just existing in life should lose that. You should always want to learn, always want to see what people are doing next to you, not to compare yourself, but to better yourself for sure. And I walked in the room with my audition here with The Wiz, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just be as free as I possibly can and be wrong too, because I'm not afraid to do that, but be as wrong as I can be and let someone mold me and guide me to show me what it is that I can do better. And I got in that room, and I finally started to see people like Melody Betts, and at the time like a Wayne Brady, a Kyle Ramar Freeman, Phil Richardson. And I just was looking, I'm like, wow, they really do this. They showed me that the line that I thought there was, or the fear that I had, it could be put to the back burner. I could do more. I could really just try. So that whole process of trying and believing in myself and really pushing got me to this space. But I've done a lot of things musically, but now I'm pushing in other fields, and I'm very excited. I'm very grateful for the things around me and the experiences that I've found within myself and the love that I found within myself for my gift and my passion.
Yeah, well, you did a great job. The Scarecrow, you did that.
Thank you.
Right. Melody, now you've had experience on Broadway, tremendous. Your resume is impressive. So can you tell us, did you always know that you wanted to go into performance arts, or was there a different path that got you there?
I didn't always know that I wanted to be in the performing arts. So when I was a teenager, probably like high school, first of all, I came from a family that was like very artistic, very heavy in like music and theater and choir directors and musicians. That's the family that I came from. And so my mother was good about nurturing that part of me and allowing me to do that without stressing me out about what the world expects from me. As far as like growing up and doing a job so you can make money so that you can live. I never had that. I was able to go into the arts with freedom because of my family, and so I appreciate that. But a little bit like you, but not totally like you, when I was in high school, I was like, I don't care about none of this. I had all these wonderful opportunities to kind of hone my skill and like do these events and these award shows and stuff like that. And I was like, can I just sleep a little bit longer? I really would prefer to take a nap over working to do all this extra stuff. And it frustrated my mother to high heaven. I don't even know how she made it, God bless her. But they just kept supporting me, and I kept at it because I was good at it. One thing that my mother taught me that I teach my child now is that you find what it is that you love, and then you find what it is that you're good at, put all those things together, and that's how you come up with what your purpose might be. And that was my process. Once I realized, oh wait, I'm actually good at this and I like it, then I started to put my efforts toward it and make it a thing for me. And once that happened, then I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do it at a certain level. And I had that was the end of that. Once I made the decision that this is something that I was gonna do.
You were all in.
I was all in.
Yeah, you're all in. You're great.
Thank you.
And the fact that you play, well, I'll get to that. Let me just go. Let me not jump too far. So The Wiz has a storied history. I mean, nationally and globally. Donna Ross played the Dorothy and Michael Jackson in the movie. Stephanie Mills was on Broadway, and Mabel King were on Broadway. So did having those type of legends play these characters give you added pressure? And then how did you prepare for that to make it your own?
Not as much as pressure as inspiration. I don't feel it necessary to be anybody but myself. And I feel like that is what needs to happen with all of us in whatever part we play in this world. You have to be at the place where you are fully comfortable and accepting of who you are, because whatever it is that you were given, whatever magical recipe that you were given to make up who you are, the world needs that thing. And until we make it to the place where we are fully that thing, the world isn't getting from us what we need. So I personally didn't feel like I needed to be anybody's Mabel anybody.
Right.
But what I will say is that I remembered, and I continue to remember, what she meant to me and what watching her made me feel like, and how I was inspired by seeing this woman tear the club up. You know what I'm saying? Because Mabel King not only did the movie, she also did
Right, she did the stage.
The stage play. And so as far as I'm concerned, she is every bit of inspiration that I need to walk fully upright in my purpose and do this role. However, she's an inspiration. She has informed me a little bit about my performance, but as far as what my performance is, it has to come from me and it has to be mine. It can't be Mabel King's. I don't want to get on the stage and impersonate her, because that actually doesn't do her justice. Right. But what I have done is I've taken what she has given me and I've allowed it to season what I'm doing. And then I pay homage to her with that.
Yeah, I don't want to say the same thing, but it's literally that. Michael Jackson is a very big inspiration. I mean, I got the man tattooed right here. You know what I mean?
Then you was gonna get the scarecrow part.
But to be honest, like you said, it's not that I ever wanted to come in and be Michael. I can't be that. But what I will say is there was a lot of inspiration that I grabbed from him because it was his first movie, really.
And his only.
Yeah, his only movie and first movie. So stepping into the acting space, granted, some can argue that Thriller and all these different things that he did was acting because it was a different character for sure. But for me, I felt like that was a big connection for me. I'm like, wow, his first, my first, going into this space where after our show, sometimes I meet people and they say, well, I'm so glad you didn't do what Michael Jackson did, but you gave it yourself. And to me, it kind of sounds foreign because I would never want to walk into a space and do what someone else did because I don't walk the same way that they walk. I don't live the same life they live. And art imitates life. All of our characters are, I'm sure, connections to who we are. Yeah. And I really just was like, I wanted to be honest and vulnerable. And, you know, I do dance a lot and people don't know that I dance. So I was like, I'm going to take that.
Can we talk about that, though? I did not know you could dance until I saw you out there. I'm like, he moving and kicking and doing splits and doing cartwheels and
Child touching toes.
I'm like, we about to play some music.
But to be honest, I think that's the part of me that is most excited about things like this is that I get to show people the other side of me that they only when you're good at something, and I hate this, but even in our culture, when you're good at something, they only let you be in such a box.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you paint good. Okay, he could paint. Next. Oh, yeah, he can sing. She can sing. Next. But they don't allow you to metamorphose into other things or to stretch and show your range and other things. So I'm glad about that. That's my thing that inspired me most. I said, you know what? I got to get this role because I got to show people that I am more than just a singer. I'm more than just some Instagram, Twitter, whatever they try to categorize me as artist. I'm a real artist outside of that. I can act, I can dance, I can do these things, and you have to affirm it first and show people because you have to teach people how to treat you, if nothing else.
Right. Well, let's talk about that too. How did you prepare for this role, since it is your first and it's theater on stage versus what you do when you are traveling, touring as an R&B artist with Usher and Babyface and all the greats that you sing with and your own album coming out?
Well, in an artist aspect, I carry the show by myself. I mean, I have a band and all those things, but in this show, I'm a part of the story. So for me, I had a lot of great friends like Shonda Bean and a couple other of my friends that maybe people don't know because they haven't had the acclaim. But I spent a lot of time just bouncing ideas off them and really trying to stretch the muscle and work the muscle of what the acting is. And to find the honesty in the role to me of, I guess, being in a space where you're not 100% confident, but you have to find the confidence in yourself and realize that the difference between you and the next person is really not that much of a difference. You bring something creative and you bring something smart. You bring something fulfilling to a space, because I have the lion next to me, Dorothy next to me, and the Tin Man next to me, and they all have their own journeys. And I feel like my journey is a bit different because I'm a bit quirky, I'm a bit to myself, I'm a bit shy, but still in that there's confidence. I don't believe everything that I see, but I have to follow it because I kind of don't have that that assurance bone in my body until I get to where I need to be. So I did a lot of work with a lot of friends. I went to a couple more dance classes than I normally would to get my body together. I started to do some more. I knew I wanted to do some dancing and some acrobatic stuff. Right. So I was like, let me just get back into it and start to work with a couple different people and my friends to just flex the muscle a little more. But honestly, it was a lot of that. It was a lot of preparation of trying the things because I didn't know if I would get the role, though I believed in it. Just trying things to see if I got the role, would I be able to sustain? Because 8 shows a week is a lot. You only get Monday off, but you're doing every other day week, 2 shows on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 5-show weekends. It's a lot.
Yeah. So let's talk about this part of it, because when I saw you on the Tiny Desk concert, and then they rolled out that you're going to be the Scarecrow in The Wiz, and the whole hype around this. They rolled out all of your characters in a whole hype phase. So how did your families feel about it when they found out that you were going to be in The Wiz? Because it was like a secret, and then each character, we well, on our end, you guys may have known, on our end, we were hearing Deborah Cox, Melly Betts, all these different characters, Avery Wilson, yeah. But they didn't do it in one big ta-da. It was each time you okay, who's going to play this? I'll
be short and brief. I didn't tell a lot of my family outside of my intermediate family because I was continuously working outside of that. But when the world found out, that's when they found out. So it was a lot. They didn't know, and I feel like The Wiz and its culture, for all of us, we have a story with the show, with the movie, with the play, stage play. So it was a lot. I got into a couple of arguments with family, why you ain't say nothing? Why you ain't do this? Or some people were very, supportive and very happy for me. But I just felt like it was something I wanted to do myself. So a lot of even my team didn't really know. They knew I was auditioning, but they didn't know because it's not my everyday. I wanted to more so show myself that I could do it more than, well, let's make this an agenda as my team to make sure that I get into the room. No, I'm going to go do these auditions, and I did 4 auditions, and they knew that I was doing them, but I didn't really tell them until I got the role. Right. And I think for me, that was more of the gratification that I was I went and did this thing that I never thought I would be doing, not on my own, but I took the initiative of myself to say, you can, and you should, and you will, and you need to find out every step and every process that you need to take, and the people you need to know, and use your contacts and resources to get you in this space, in this room. So it was probably a shock for a lot of people when it comes to me.
How exciting, though. That's pretty cool that the world finds out, that your whole family, they're you in The Wiz? I mean, that's like going to the highs of the heights in stage, in theater. I mean, it is a legend. It's going on 50 years that it hasn't been on Broadway, that it's coming back. I mean, it's a big deal. A whole new generation is being exposed to this. And some of us that grew up on The Wiz, it's so near and dear to our hearts. My mom was you know every song? I was singing every song last night. I was trying to whisper it so I didn't disturb the audience, but it was every song makes you move and just think about happy times and joys. It's our fantasy.
And it's so much magic because I've learned this more recently, that there were so many productions that tried to get into this space to get to Broadway. Oh. And we're the first to really make it all the way, and we ain't there yet, but we there. And
right.
That's magic, though, to me, to be a part of that.
If you don't mind, I'll answer the question, and I'll take this opportunity to be somewhat transparent, actually totally transparent.
We getting exclusive.
Yeah, this isn't knowledge that everybody has. This isn't common knowledge. But I only told, and it's twofold. It's very bittersweet, that whole release of the information. Only my immediate family knew what was going on, and my team knew what was going on. I didn't make large announcements out to the world. And to be quite honest, I had the same experience where once my announcement was released, and it was released next to Deborah Cox, I got a whole lot of phone calls and a whole lot of text messages and a whole lot of DMs about it, and it was overwhelming to me. And I didn't care for it. There's that. Because it was too much. I've been doing this for a long time. And I have been building this resume for a long time. And I feel like when you are an artist and you do so many things that you are proud of, a lot of times it's only the stuff that you do that's attached to famous people that people care about. And my thoughts were, what you mean? Like, I've been doing this for a minute, and now all of a sudden what I'm doing is important? That was hard to swallow. I've been working my butt off for a long time. And it's like, yeah, it's hard to swallow. That's what I said. It was hard to swallow. It was difficult. It was, yes. Because I felt like all the work that I did, it was like, now all of a sudden it's important. What I've been doing has been important. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is when I finally got my final offer, the offer that I received before I said yes to the show wasn't an offer that I liked. It wasn't something that was acceptable to me. So when they first sent me an offer, I actually said no to the Wiz, even though this is the thing that I really wanted to do. And it was hard. And my family were there to support me, but I didn't think that I was going to be doing the Wiz because of that. And that's important. The lesson in this is every offer isn't a good offer. And just because somebody brings something to you, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for your family, it doesn't work for your lifestyle, be comfortable with saying no. For yourself, you know what I'm saying? For your self-respect, be comfortable with saying no. I did that, and then I walked away from the Wiz not thinking that I was going to be a part of it. But when they came back with the offer that I was willing to accept, then we were all happy. Me and my family, we were happy to say, hey, look, I'm going to be a part of the Wiz. But for a hot second, I wasn't about to be.
Mm-hmm. God worked it out. I'm glad to hear that story. Because that, for both you all, because it's true, because when you're young, you feel like it's hard to do certain things, but you don't realize that as you're an adult, it's the same kind of courage and difficulty that you have to like know your own self-worth, to turn something down you really, really want, to say, no, I value me more than me just going for this, because you know all that does is continue to devalue yourself. And it's not easy, so I commend you for that, and I know that takes a lot, because if you really, really want it, you're like, I just really, like, you know. I really, really wanted it. But you gotta really, really love you more, and I'm glad you shared that with us. And just speaking on your role, you play Aunt Em, who's sweet as pudding pie, and then you play Eveline, who's as wicked and sassy as can be in the same 2-hour set. How do you manage playing two different roles that are like polar opposite, that are totally different, and nail both of them? And you just took Eveline. I love Eveline, because I sometimes when I'm at the office, I'm like, look, this one of them days, y'all don't bring me no bad news, or y'all gonna see Eveline. So I'm glad the world knows Eveline again, and you did a good job. So how did you balance those two?
Well, all of us are made up of everything to some degree, right? All of us can be lovely and sweet, and all of us can be the opposite, you know? And so all I did was just tap into my own self, like understanding that, yeah, I can be all these things. In a matter of seconds, right. I can be these things, right? And so being real with myself first, I was like, let's start there. Let's start there. I'm also a mom. I mentioned it earlier. And so Aunt Em, to me, was reminiscent of, or there's a piece of that is reminiscent of my relationship with my child. That's where I get all of that nurturing spirit and ability from. I just tapped into that. And then, we are made in the image of our Creator, who can be full of love and also full of wrath. And so that's what happened. I just looked within myself and pulled from all the places that make us encompass everything in life, because none of us are all of one thing.
Oh, good job. That's a great answer, too.
Thank you.
And so, like, we're going to wrap it up, but we have a special treat as well. But just since we are here as the students and they're trying to figure out, what they want to do in life and their careers, what kind of gold nuggets can you just give them on if they want to be on this stage the next time we have a production here talking about your careers? What kind of insight can you give them on what they should do to prepare for a career?
What? I would say this stage is important, but any stage that you decide to be on is important. I say something every single day that I think people need to walk through life with their own selves, is that I'm limitless. There is nothing that you cannot have and you cannot obtain if you're willing to do the work. Because you can't get anything in life without work, because everything in life has an expense, has a price. Nothing's free. Not anything you've been through, I or anybody in this room or anybody watching, nothing is free. But if you believe that you can have or you can obtain or you can get something, the moment you get it, you'll realize that all that process that you took to get there will get you to the next line, the next level, the next anything. So I think if people remain in their mind, understanding that what they have, they can obtain because they're limitless. There's nothing that you can't have. And there's nothing anybody can tell you can't have if you don't listen to it. I think anything is possible.
Great. Melody?
I think start by being true to yourself. It doesn't matter what your stage is. Like Avery said, it could be a stage for theater, stage for music. It could be a stage for accounting. You know what I'm saying? A stage for science. Whatever it is that you choose to do, just be honest with yourself first, and that'll help you find your path, find something to love and care about. And, that'll begin the path of where you need to be.
Thank you. We have Melody Betts, who is on M, as I said in the play. She's actually going to do one of the songs from the musical, The Wiz, live here at the Mac House. Yep. In Oakland, California. And before we close, I just want to also thank the McGees. So with that, we'll have M sing one of the songs. Which song is it from the play? What's the name of the song?
Feeling We Once Had.
Feeling We Once Had. This song actually is one of the opening songs in the play. The Wiz. Woo!
Sing your song, Mama.
On my birthday in 2019, I decided to try something new and different each month for an entire year, to force me out of my comfort zone and to embrace change in a fun and exciting way. 12 New Things is now a lifestyle of self-renewal and evolution. Post-COVID-19 pandemic, I wanted to reflect on some of my favorite new things and share my inspiration and what I learned. 12 New Things